So, we are gonna go find Alphie. We went and found LSA last weekend and traumatized me for life. That was fun. Good wholesome experience to have. Do not recommend in just any way. So that was disturbing. But yeah, we have found LSA. Now we just need to find Alphie. Yeah, that part was freaky as hell. I was not prepared for the whole be made into a monster, but still she seemed to hold some of her mind, and the screaming and the sounds and the I still want to see what it would have looked like if they hadn't had to put her in the cocoon. I think it would have been like a grade A horror game material. Now, hello, Mr. Exarch. How you doing? The Crystal Exarch is eager for you to meet with Alphie now. I am very eager to meet with Alphie now. Because Alphie is staying somewhere where rich people are. And that is good. Because if he is with the rich people, it's really unlikely that it's gonna be a full-on horror show. like what Alice had to deal with. So I'm looking forward to a chapter that's like not super traumatic. That's gonna be nice. You will visit Alphie in Colusia, then? Excellent. As I mentioned, your destination is an island of the west coast, so you'll need a map capable of making the journey. Here is a letter of introduction presented to Sim Chenmai, the Master of Beasts, as Temenos Rukeri, and he will take care of you. When you see Alphie, be sure to pass on my warmest regards. Oh, that's gonna be nice. Whenever I come to the Crystarium, the sand of Amareng seems a world away, and yet they both lie under the same wretched sky. Oh. So he's basically in the area that in our world is Limsa. Because this world could be kind of confusing. They have like different names for everything. But a lot of things are about the same place. Alisei seem to be quite close to where our Ulda is, except their Ulda is just a pile of bricks and sand. Oh, I need to go down here and then to the left. Hey, Wolfheart, how you doing? We have Baldaquin. The Crystarium architecture is actually based on beta concept for Limsa. Ooh. I like that they kept it though for the Crystarium. Oh, this opens for me. I don't have to climb. Can I fly on one of your really adorably ugly birds, please? Your face is unknown to me. What business have you at my rookery? A letter of introduction addressed to this guy and signed by the Crystal Exarch. Yeah, I decided today we're gonna start as a white mage, wearing some nice light clothing. Signed by the Exarch, no less. Yes, I can provide you with an Amaro for the passes to Colusia. I will pick you out a friendly whelp. Amaro are often used for travel then? That's right. Mounts like my grey friend over here are a common sight in these parts. There is something like in my eye or below my eye that I keep on seeing and it's bothering me. But I gather you hail from further afield, more accustomed to chocobos, perchance. I hear there are few places where they ride little elves. I'm guessing that is all our friends have asked him about chocobos. Seeing as you're plainly unaccustomed to riding Amaro, I think it's best I accompany you on this flight myself. Any soon worthy of name could do it, of course, but the Exarch sent you to me. Ensuring you arrive safely is my responsibility. Gather your things, meet me at the Amaro Lunch, and one of the junior tamers will attend you while I ride to the mounts. Where is the Amaro Lunch? Is all the way up there Oh, at a thing called Amber Lodge. Easy to find. There's a crystal. And I want you to take me here. I haven't started the side quest for Stormblood, for Shadowbringers yet, because I've been working on my lore videos. Because next week we're gonna start doing class job stories, with Paladin being the first one. At least the Realm Reborn story. I'm still deciding if I want to do like. I'm thinking I'm gonna do all the classes with the Realm Reborn story, and then we move on to the next one. Kind of hard to decide. I'll have to decide before the end of the week, because then I have to prepare the next one. You want to fly an Amaro to Calusia? Well, I suppose if Master Genma is going with you. Wait here, please. The Master should be along with the mount shortly. We cannot travel to Calusia. Speak with the aspiring Amaro tamer to fly to the island. It is. But I'm thinking I'm gonna go with, like, first we're gonna do the class, the job stories for Realm Reborn, and then we're gonna do the job stories for Heavensward and so on.
Mute, the pounding surf frozen, time itself takes a breath. At Light's Edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
That is tacky looking. I mean, I've got most classes up to 30 by now. Alright. We arrived. This is Cracked Shell Beach on the eastern coast of Calusia. You should be safe here for the present. What do you mean for the present? Why is the sea so green? It's like it's been overtaken by algae or something. Compared to the mainland, Seneater attack are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. Spy you that city in the distance? That is Yulmore, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale and was once an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years, the Yulmoran elite have fancied themselves the masters of the remains of our broken world. They've gone as far to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection, if we bend the knee. But to say their ideal are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with the Yulmore is strained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. Noted. I'm glad we understand each other. Now the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding a friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. Whatever he wants to tell you, he plainly deems it worthy of your undivided attention. If you head south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name of Eibor. That's so close to my hubby's name, except his is Aethor. Eibor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Calusia and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a sprig of thyme that will let him know you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with the Amaro until you're ready to return. Okay. I have to give him a sprig. Southwest. Well, that's kind of where we're going anyway. So we need to find an... Oh! Hobgoblins. Okay. Let's not deal with those right now. Where was the thing I needed? To the south. Isn't that like out on the water? Southwest. Oh, okay, it was over there. I'm never gonna get used to just the full-on metal music when we have any kind of fighting. They got like broken ships. Look at these cliffs. Alright. There we find a boar. What you after? Fish? Crab? Think I've got an eel in barrel somewhere, if you have taste for him. No. A fragrant herb commonly found growing along the floodplains of the source. Here you go. Oh, I do love a bit of thyme. Chuck some in the pan, it's like a bloody festival of flavour. Now, what is it I can do for you? Can say, has there been any major upset to report these past few weeks? I'm looking for my friend. He should be here. Alphie, I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. A little more riches than all of Novrand put together, but it's a different story for them as live outside the city. Spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. I can hazard a guess that is where he is now. Get the message to him, but you'll need somewhere quiet to meet, away from prying eyes. Maybe make for Stilltide. That's the fishing village just up the path there. You'll look for a run-down excuse for a tavern the locals call the Leaking Keel. Wait there, and I'll see that Alphie joins you. Lovely. Oh, they also have a crystal. That's good. Oh, also for those who joined me for my God of War stream on Friday, good news, I have brushed up on my runes, so now I should be able to read them. Well, I brushed up on my Elder Futhark. From my understanding, that is what the game is using, so I should be able to read them next. Arnar. That's a very Icelandic name. Greetings, stranger. You here to stay or just passing through? What do you do here? Until recently, I would have called myself a fisherman. Now, though, I seem to be in charge of organizing our catch for the buyers from Ulmore. Those free citizens are particular lotsy, and they'll pay good coin for any exotic fish we reel in. Not that our profit amounts to much in the end. I imagine before the flood, we've had the whole ocean to trawl. With the way things are, some days we struggle just to fill our own bellies. But be that as may, I mean to live here until the day I die. Okay. Well, Stilltide's mostly home for fishermen to come back to. Somewhere to sleep and drink bad liquor. The name comes from how the flood has frozen the outer seas and turned the tides here all sluggish and slow. Or so I'm told. No few folk have chased their dreams to Gate Town, hoping for a spot in Ulmore. The rest of us, though, we'd rather starve than stoop to begging from lords and ladies. Thank you. I have a cousin named Arnar. I would like this. Ooh, I like the saddle they have. I hope I get one. Now, where is the bar? I'm guessing this is the inn? Yeah. Ooh. No cursing?
It just popped up.
It's a good one. I love you. Alright. I cannot curse for how? Oh no, I didn't mean to report it. No. How long? Sometime. 10 minutes. Oh, evil bastard. Alright. Guys, put the time for 10 minutes. I am not allowed to curse and that is not easy. Yes, dear. Buy a drink or out you go. The seats are for paying customers. Alright. You could not put up a single window? None at all in your house? Because it's pretty unfortunate. I'm trying to be careful now. I curse a lot when I think about it. This your first time in a tavern. It's customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What will you be having? Ah. Ale? A fine choice. And what will you be paying with? Gil? Well now, those are exotic. Where did you come by coins like that? I'm sorry, dear, I don't doubt that they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity. And I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbors, so we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Ah, here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them than we have. What do you say, a bit of extermination work? I can just pay you. I want you to squash any wormman you find, then visit the caretaker and give him an earful from me for sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence, snoring, likely as not. Do that for me and you can laze about here as long as you like. Fine. Or, you know, you could just ask your neighbor for the stone and we can just test the purity and I could just pay you. Some people never happy with anything. Boop, boop. I'm guessing this is the silo. Leave me alone. I don't want to fight you. Alright. I think the cat might be leaning against like the light again. It is blinking a lot. Okay, blighted crop. Pestilence worm. That's easy. It's about what I used to fight against when I started as a conjurer. This music is too dramatic for some flies. That feels like... Oh, there's another one. Oh, look. Grapes. And they're not entirely square. The music is so dramatic. Okay, that's gonna take forever if I do it like this. Oh, did you guys see the... Hey, Abe! Did you see the live letter yesterday? I didn't watch all of it. I mostly went and looked at things afterwards. But the graphic updates, ooh, they look nice. I'm very excited. I'm half done with editing a video on it. So sometimes this evening, most likely, sometimes after the stream, maybe an hour or two after the stream, we are gonna get a video on that. Yeah, I did not watch any of the Q&A. Okay, this is really annoying. Why is it blinking so much? It's gonna give me a headache. No response. Maybe you need to knock louder? Is the dude dead? No response. Perhaps the occupant is hard of hearing. We hear a faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to burst in and save the day, brave adventurer. No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. The known scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence in their absence. Wait, so they're just long gone? Nobody's watching the crops? Alright. He's not sleeping, he's just vacated the home. That is odd. This place is also like oddly gloomy, considering we have everlasting light. Oh, stop it with the fighting. Always the fighting. Lady, whoever was supposed to be there is definitely gone now. Welcome back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? He's gone? Gone? Must have left to join the rest of the hopefuls. In Gate Town, outside Yulmore, you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You've more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the house. Yeah, exactly, Mel. It's amazing that they made Light look sad and decrepit. That bottle over there is very blue. Alphie?
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
Oh, I'm so glad to see him. He's been here for a while, poor thing.
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Hey.
Tis good to see you, my friend.
Oh, it's good to see you.
The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, Alphie, no, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu.
Yeah.
It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. But the time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
We thought we lost you.
Huh. Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before.
It's good to see him. And he seems to be in good spirit. An elf.
I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change.
Think how much he must have
But before
grown
we
up.
bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire. Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped. But so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course.
Oh,
In
Wolfart,
that
thank you for the
sense, our involuntary
subscription.
journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail.
Do let me know if the goal
But I can
updates.
tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove.
Perfect.
And not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered. That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
Always. It's kind of crazy to think how long it's been for him.
And so we take to the road once more.
It's kind of neat. In this area, they seem to have like a slight darker shadow filter over everything. Because you can see it both in my dress, which is supposed to be pure white, and Alphino's hair. It really does wonder in like making the world darker and gloomier. Oh my gosh, I missed you so much. Can I hug you? Let me see. Hug. Aww. I think I more like impaled your hip with my hand, but close enough. Alphino is ready to take to the road once more. Assuming you have no objection, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. Every time our arrival is right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Yulmore. Despite my best efforts to do so. Oh, crud. I actually thought he was inside the city. Yeah, he looks quite tall right next to me. Think about it though. The twins aren't the same age anymore. Currently, Alphino is technically a year older than Elise now, I think. Come from here, we must head west and then cross a small bridge. This is why I like playing Lalafell. Everything is so much bigger than you. It's nice. No, they didn't fall asleep at the same time. Oh yeah, both have been here a year. But there was like a little gap between though when they fell asleep. Alphino fell asleep before Alice. Okay, but if both have been here a year, then it's all good. Yeah, Alphino fell asleep somewhere like in the desert. Alice was still with us then. Oh, look at the chameleons. Oh, they look so cool. Okay, here we're seeing more like a regular brightness. Maybe it was just because we were inside. Colossia seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar. I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. To think that whenever a calamity struck in the source, a reflection such as this one, with all its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No! Get away from me! Over there! Quick! Someone's in trouble! Oh, look at that. They're so big. I would love to hold a chameleon one day. I don't think they're allowed here as pets though. We have like rules against exotic pets. Oh, shoot. Oh, thank the fates. Look out. That's the wrong thing to attack. The tab targeting in this game needs some serious work sometimes. Because I was supposed to tab target this, but no, it is decided to tab target that thing over there. Yeah, way easier to tab in WoW. But I'm excited to see how well the visual upgrades happen in this game, because I remember when it happened in WoW, and it was super exciting, but I remember a lot of people were also disappointed because their character changed so much. But we also need to remember that in WoW, obviously, they had so many more years they had to make up for. So they had to guess in a lot of details. From what I've seen so far in the visual upgrades, like their planning, it looks amazing. Forgiven cowardice. Yeah, exactly. The WoW update was way more drastic. So I'm hoping this one goes better, but I think still some people are gonna end up disappointed, feel like something changed in their character. It's just how it is. Yeah, that was the goal for WoW also. But I think it's gonna be easier for Final Fantasy. Ah, there you are. In my haste I lost my bearings, but I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Are you alright, madame? Just a few bruises from where I fell, nothing compared to what was in store for me before this brave soul came to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were, and I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I let that stop me. True, all the new graphic ape is always hot. That's just because male Ellison just look excellent. I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside Yulmore with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even a shack near the gates has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Can we walk you there? Thank you again. You saved my life. Now I'm sure a strapping lass like you has little to fear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's naught to be had here but cobwebs and memories. It was odd though, they did not show us an upgraded Ellison. Because they showed like the original races outside of the Ellison. But they showed us two higher males. This, as the lady says, many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Yulmore's shadow. Though I think they were just using like the original Warrior of Light, obviously. Should the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Nah, it's not too hard to handle. Except if you find like a really nice looking snazzy West, then maybe. Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters? A lot, and it's all horrifying. I've seen one change. That was really traumatic. I don't think I'm gonna recover. Ah, yes, Alisa would be well qualified to speak on the subject. Compared with Amareng, Colusi is almost a haven. But as you saw, we cannot let our guard down. Had you arrived but a few moments later, the Sin Eater would have claimed another victim. Still, we have won a small victory this time, at least. Now shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. But yeah, even if things are bad here, I wouldn't want them to... with the understanding that every calamity is not just a calamity for us, but it's the destruction of an entire other world. That is really dark. North, west, so this way? Is it like up there somewhere? Can't see anything because of this mount. It's so big. It was on discount and I needed it because it's cute with flowers. Northwest, northwest. And to the west. It's not up on a cliff, is it? Oh, it is up on a cliff. Okay. Oh, this land expands like way over there. Okay, we're not going there. We're just gonna look at this Moogle spot as we fly. But I mean, Lalos are so cute in this. Look at this. So chill. I love that one of the pictures when you buy them out, when they're showing like different characters in it, is just two warrior-clad Rogadin sitting side by side, looking so uncomfy. Oh, hello, Mr. Crow. How you doing? Constantly, like, just the rock music. So intense. Oh, I haven't eaten. I should probably, like, have bread or something for the XP bonus. Oh, I'm good. I am good. We haven't had anything super traumatic happen yet. So things are starting well, though I'm not very keen on the fact that I'm walking into a shanty town. And here we are. Here we are indeed. This place looks like shit. I thought the refugees outside Ul'dah had it bad.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Yulmore itself lies beyond.
Does it ever open?
This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
Ah, I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh? I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
Can I help you?
She's not here to compete. Leave her be.
Compete?
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please! Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all. Yulmore extends its warmest regards.
Oh, I'm pronouncing
Let
it
it be
right.
known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu. Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We may not at all.
Fish, is it? Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame.
They're really taking the circus aesthetic all the way, aren't they?
It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged, and so they are picked over like market produce.
Bit more crazy than expected, but okay.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in the city of splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor.
I mean, I'm glad for her. But isn't she just going to live there as a
Just look at
servant?
those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident.
What is that?
For you.
Ah, at last!
Enjoy.
Oh, I think it's
Thank
bread.
goodness.
Over here.
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity, yet the whole arrangement just seems,
Messed up.
well, let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
It's definitely uniquely twisted. I get why people live around the city, though. Bye. Yeah, that was uniquely messed up. I want to get into the city now. Now you understand why my attempts to enter the city has thus far come to naught. The dubious privilege of residency must be won with a contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Yulmore's current ruler came into power. Yet from what I've seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against the Sin Eater, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I've tried to propose ways they could improve their lot, but my word invariably falls on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now. I worry that, well, maybe you should take a turn around Gatetown and adjust the situation for yourself. Alright, let's start down here and then head upper in the area. Hello. You're looking to get inside? Of course you are. Who wouldn't want to live each day with a full belly and a pretty partner on each arm, eh? So, they just come here asking for somebody with specific skills, maybe specific appearance or something. Yeah, I'm supposed to talk to you. Still here, are you? Can't blame you for wanting a slice of Yulmur's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch the sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gate Town's not much to look at, but at least it's safe, and the meal is best thing I've ever tasted. Ooh, I wanna taste it. It looked like bread, but it kind of looked like a bread shaped like a butt, which is interesting. Got to take messages of Gate Town. I shall wait here. Okay. What are you begging from? There's nobody here. Oh, bubbling cookpot. And somebody here. Hello. Ugh, this place is a stink to it, eh? I've not been here long myself, but I can help you get a lay of the land if you want, newcomer. Oh, what do you do here? Much the same as everyone else, I suppose. Just trying to survive. Used to be a fisherman, but then I got into my head that Yulmur was a place for me. No more shivering on a boat or scaling fish in a shack. No, sir. Was it long after I realized my fishing skill weren't exactly in high demand? Still, Gate Town ain't so bad. Not once you learn to ignore the smell and the road. I have no desire to go back to where I was. When I left, I cut ties with everything. My home, my family. All of it is like a cult situation. I'm content to live on living from Yulmur's tables and await my chance to seize the good life. Maybe it's like cost-sunk fallacy. The more they stay here, the more they feel they can't leave. What Gate Town is a place to feed on scraps that fall on your face as you look up and hope and dream. At least with the Lord of Authors in charge, we're not to fear from the eaters, and you can't hardly complain when they hand out food and ask for naught in return. Yeah, the food seems shady. Once you've chosen, though, they say it's like living in a whole another world. You just need to polish a skill and get yourself noticed by a free citizen. One day, my friend, one day. What is your skill? Can I... A large pot bubbles over the flame. Pale chunks of meal, you realize, float in the otherwise plain broth. Oh! So it's not bread, it's something else. It's something they can cook. Interesting. Something's over here? Someone? Oh, there. Preoccupied petticoat. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Yeah, have you ever heard about the Crystarium? You can just go there. No nonsense like this, you just go there. Every day I dream of the life that awaits for me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? I don't know. It looks like they have an airship. This is just one messed up place. It's very different kind of messed up from like the previous area. But I'm not so sure it's necessarily any better. At least in the other place, the people who came there to die were treated kindly. The place was made for them to die in a dignified way. You've seen what Gate Town has to offer. These people can no longer fend for themselves. They've become dependent on handouts and meal, and before Yulmur is the answer to all their woes. Yet, no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay unable, to conceive of any other way of life. Yeah, there's something off about this. A fickle existence, Alphie wears a look of profound disapproval. Yeah, he does. You disapprove of Yulmur. It's difficult to make final judgment without seeing the city inner working. Mayhap it is that uncertainty which always makes me feel so ill at ease here. Not that it matters, however, unjust the system seems to be. If these people claim to be content with the lot, it's hardly my place to criticize their choices. But take that elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem that those who have chosen to forego Yulmur's largesses are doomed to suffer for their independence? In the end, they're all but forced to seek refuge in Gate Town, and so the hamlets and fields across the island are left empty and untended, hastening the region's descent into ruin. Nay, I'm not convinced that Yulmur's generosity truly serves the best interest of Colusia's people. I'm not so naive to think there is some miraculous solution to all of this, yet I cannot help but frown at the sight of hard-working villagers struggling to survive, even as those few rejoice at being plucked from poverty by hand of capricious nobles. There has to be a way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken those long-delayed steps through Yulmur's Gate. It is fortunate that you arrived when you did, Malisty. I've been working on a scheme to insinuate myself into the city, and if all goes to plan, it should soon come to fruition. Oh, what's your plan? There is a beast tribe who makes its home in the sea surrounding the island. The Ondo, they're called, though you and I know them as Shahagin. For most part, they keep to themselves in their ocean grottos and rarely have dealings with the land dwellers. But as Tataru took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay in Kugane, business favors the bold, and so I reached out to them. I duly discovered that Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruit in particular, and when I offered to procure such goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive business venture for any prospective investor, would you not agree? Surely even the most jaded Yulmorian lord would have time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins. That is genius. Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating the price. Tataru would be proud. My appointment with Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet with them on the shore. Might you help me make the exchange? Yeah? Maybe it will help me get into the city too. Excellent. I should be glad of your company. First thing first then, we must pay a visit to Moshimewa, my supplier in Wright. Come is just to the northwest of here. Uh-oh. That looked ominous. Somebody was listening, and that might be bad. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. So I will see you guys in a minute. And I'm back. Now, I have a feeling that mysterious person is potentially... Okay, we're not attuned to that place. Is potentially going to cause us some problem. Is I do worry about. Because this is Alphino's idea, and if they steal it, I'm going to be really pissed off. Oh, it's... I got... twisted version of Venusaurus or something. Quite icky. It's really stunning how they can make a world that is always bright, looks so icky. It's just, that takes some talent. Still, this endless sun also kind of makes me miss summer. But it's gonna come soon, days are getting longer here. And soon, in just a few months, the sun won't set for a bit. And that's gonna be lovely. Okay, this looks like a nice settlement. Like a really nice settlement. I love these guys. This is the weather. It is everlasting light, no matter where you look. This is the most pointless profession to have. This is Moshamoa, the farmer of whom I spoke. Well, greetings, ma'am. Is there something I can do for you, friend? Good day to you, Moshamoa. This is my associate, Melicity. We are here to collect the produce I purchased. I loaded your lackey up with the goods not long ago. My lackey? I know of no such person. Mr. Lad, short blue hair? No? You said he had come on your behalf, and since he seems to know all the details, I assumed... Oh, bastard. Confound it. Someone must have eavesdropped on our conversation. If the charlatan was here not long ago, he cannot have gone far. We should split up and search the area. You find the vantage point to the south side of town, and I shall take the west. Somebody's just asking for a beating. Oh, there's definitely going to be one up there. Moamos. Madness, that's what this world comes to. All because of those warriors of light. What they did. Or so they say. Yeah. Makes me concerned about the things I do on my world. Am I gonna doom it to this? Because I think nights around Limsa Lominsa are so pretty and I would hate to lose them. This is an unfortunately large mount. Let me see. I'm gonna take you from my favorites for a bit. Bye, Mel. Have a lovely day. Oh. Let's get something smaller. So I can see where I'm going. Thank you. Now. I wonder if there's going to be ocean I can, like water I can dive in this one. Search the surrounding for a male mistel with a short blue hair. You may have the camera as well as zoom in and out. And may move the camera. Target the likely suspect and inspect him with the mouse button. Okay. That, maybe? Blue-haired mistel. You have located your quarry. But what? Was this the guy? That was eavesdropping on us? Doesn't feel like it. I thought the guy eavesdropping was in Hayur. Melicity, any sign of him? Yeah, over there. You have a keen eye. Let us move in before he makes his escape. Yeah. It's interesting to see we have like buildings out there. Like a whole other, like a tiny city. Where was it again? Northwest. Okay, so it's up there on the cliff. Hello, kid. I'm going to need you to return the vegetables, please.
There you are. The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear, must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Crystarium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore.
Why?
That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
Ah.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmoran's interest.
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
Yeah, he kind of is, Abe.
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Shear, it was the difference between life and death. I do not regret my decision, yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best.
I'm really worried what life is like inside the city for those chosen like
We
this.
strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
It's not who you are.
I suppose not. Were Estinian here, he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Same old Alphie, ever the slave to sentiment.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending. Shall we return to Wright then?
Yep. I guess we're gonna have to find some other way to get into the city.
Is that? can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Come on, they may need our help.
We could just swim over. No, actually, I'm not sure I want to get into that water. It looks really wrong. Also, I think I can't. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, that's some dark water. I mean, I've seen ocean around Iceland get this dark, but it usually is like if the weather is really bad. But the weather isn't really bad. So it looks more like just the water is wrong. Alright, let's see if we can't find him. I mean, I don't like that the guy stole Alphino's idea. But Alphino has to make a choice for himself. I feel like I'm playing The Witcher 3 again. Oh! It's like, just run over the guy. Eat the current. Yeah, like, look at this. Can I swim out in this at all? No. No swimming here, no diving. Here, he's breathing, I think, though he won't last long without help. I have healing. That should take care of worst of the injuries. Mercy, I beg you. He's wearing very fancy clothes. Might be from the city. Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you here. The poor man is shivering. Pray keep an eye on him while I get fire going. Yeah, he definitely looks like he might be from the city. Maybe he's important and fell off by accident and can get us in. I thought for certain I was dead. How am I ever to repay this kindness? We'll settle for a tale behind your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Tristol. I was invited into Yulmore to work as an artist. How are you outside again? A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, but when my style proved contrary to their taste, they just as quickly turfed me out onto the street. I was left penniless and patronless, a grave sin in Lord Vothr's city. Within days they had brought me before the man himself, and he asked me what I meant to do. Dejected as I was, I told him that I wished to leave. Little did I know how soon he would grant my wish. They flung me over the balustrade into the goddamn ocean. Holy shit. From up here. How were you not dashed to pieces? Don't ask me. Lucky, I suppose. Though if you hadn't found me when you did, it wouldn't have counted us for much. Monstrous. And the citizens condone such barbaric punishment? Oh, without a second thought. When Lord Water passed judgment, no one so much as blinked, let alone argued. In Yulmore, his word is law. Yeah, and I think if you're brought into the city like this, you are definitely a second-class citizen. Ah, the fire chased the chill from my bones. Thank you again. The more I hear about Yulmore, the more determined I am to see what waits within the walls. I shall bend all my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. There must be something we can do. But first, we should convey Tristol to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be out of the chilly coastal air. A way into the city. Do you know a way into the city? Alphino is a really good drawer. Like, I've seen his sketches. They're beautiful. Maybe he could go in as an artist. That could, like, theoretically work. Oh, don't attack me. I was just trying to see what you were. Lowland hyssop is what it is. It's very aggressive. I wonder what Tristal will do now. Pray accept my deepest gratitude. I owe you both my life. And if you'll permit me, I would assist you in your attempt to enter Yulmore, insofar as I may be able at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my savior into that awful place makes me sick to my stomach. But since it's plain you set your mind on it, you should take this. It's my favorite paintbrush. The Yulmoran elite are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want. And if I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have a talent for painting. I mean, he does have a talent for drawing. Are you certain this is your livelihood? We cannot deprive you of such a treasured possession. I give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. Oh. As for what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided. But I shan't stay long in this place, not with that city brooding over me. Nay, I'll move on to new lands and a new profession, and I'll keep you in my prayers from now until my dying day. We recommend the Crystarium. It's very nice. You get paid for your work. It's an excellent place to be. That isn't here. Should you make it into the city, have care what you say and do. I wouldn't want you to save my life, only to lose your own. The guy we, though, helped to potentially get into the city with Alphino's plan, he better be able to continue producing those pearls or he's going to be in trouble. Alphino weighs the brush you receive from Tristal, deep in thought. They say kindness is his own reward, but Tristal has repaid us with a gift as timely as it was unexpected. We will, however, need to act upon his advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. Thankfully, I do have some modest skill with the brush. Nothing approaching that of a true artist, of course, but enough to play the role, I would hope. As for you, well, if you don't mind taking a subordinate role, mayhap you could pose as my assistant. I don't mind. Then it's settled. All we need now is to return to Gate Town and await the next appearance of the Wild Jesters. Yeah. I don't mind playing, like, an assistant. It's pretty much what we do anyway when we're together. You talk, I'm the muscle. We can also have you paint and I'll clean your brushes. That is no big deal. So we're actually gonna see inside the city, or hopefully. Yeah, this is definitely like a third evolution Pokemon. Looks hideous. The music here is so somber. You kind of can't escape it, but there's just a certain sadness to this area. They've done an excellent work with the environment, both in music and in visuals. I am eager to, though, at one point get up there. Now, let's find those jesters and see what awaits us on the inside. The more we stay here, the more I have a feeling it's not gonna be anything as nice as these people think it's gonna be. At least not for them. Now we wait. This should be as good place as any. Yeah. Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for the folks at our door. We welcome a peddler who made pearls from a plum, and now we have a place for a painters of a plum. So come along and don't be slow, it's time to let your colors show. That's like 3 people in one day. I can paint, portraits at least. Landscapes and still life are so rarely commissioned these days. Oh, I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd. What fortune that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof have you of your proudness? Any masterpieces on your person? Sadly not. Everything I paint is soon sold. Such is the life of a working artist. I have only my brush to testify for me, though you will note that it has seen no small amount of service. How? Flecks of paint, both old and new, a tool much loved and much used. Not a prop to be conjured on the hop. Very well, come with us and we'll put those talents to the test. Oh, I'm probably gonna end up doing like an evolution of the story, yeah, through the expansion packs eventually. And who is this hanger-on, well-wisher or parasite? Why, this is my assistant. See whose unfailing support allows my art to flourish. I will go with her or not at all. Parasite then, we shall leave her fate in the hands of your new employer. It matters not a whit to us. And having filled our latest vacant space, we retire to Yulmor's sweet embrace. Oh, mercy me, the mule, we almost took our leave without leaving a loving token. We must empty the sacks ere we make our way back. So that's 3 in one day. And the cat boy got in. Oh, it's definitely pretty.
Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days. Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Alright, this is, I guess, the upper part of Gate Town? Yeah. Hjolmur, finally. Did you need something? What do you do here? Oh, I've lived here for 8 years, 10 years at least. It was my mother who brought me, though she's dead now, of course. It's funny, I have to feel sad to think of her, but I don't feel much of anything anymore, really. I suppose there's not much point to it. I have nothing to love, nothing to hope for, so why bother? I know I'll never get up there to Yulmur proper. I live here, stealing their scraps, and then I'll die here. That's all. Okay. It's called the Derelict, after those hulking shipwrecks from the flood, I suppose, though these days there's nothing in the whole bleeding place that the name doesn't apply to. The buildings, the path, the people, all forsaken, just sitting here and waiting to rot. Oh, we survive, I suppose, like maggots in a corpse, feeding on whatever carrion we're scrunched from the city. But life? No. Why is this place a place? It may be drafty shack, but I'm doing my best to make the place look nice. Just because the world is a terrible place doesn't mean I have to be miserable about it. It's like surprisingly nice looking things you have in there. Most of the wood and iron you see around here, the derelicts were scavenged from those old sunken ships. Not the finest of material, but we managed well enough so far. Wait, sure, isn't that the last name of the other Mikote? Why are they down here? Let's grab you two before we talk to the jester. Come inside, see my dance. It's an experience you won't soon forget. Free of charge, just make sure you'll tell all your free citizen friends. Is this where the ones that didn't perform right go? Life in the derelict is hard, but once he brings home a box of whatever desert the Yulmurs have grown tired of, and I make tea and we sit here together, I don't mind so much. Yeah. Okay, grab these two also, because I'm 12, 13. Oh dear, you surprised me, and now I've lost count again. I never was good with numbers. Whose idea was it to put me in charge of the supplies? I don't know. These are some fine clothes you have there. Who's your supplier? I don't know. That's a mighty fine chair you're sitting in. So this is the trash area for the city, I guess. Look even grander from this angle, eh? Yeah, but what about like the whole fish situation going on here? Welcome, welcome to the city of final pleasures. Feel free to weep at this magnificence. No, not even a single tear. Moving right along then. Our first task is to register you as a resident. You know, make it all nice and official. We'll smooth the way, so you just need to put on your happy face and head through the Joyous Hall. The Bureau of Immigration is on the first room, on the left side of the passage. Declare your name and occupation in a nice loud voice. The clerk will tell you where to go from there. Oh, and pay no mind to the folk of the side of the road, much like the hopeful in Gate Town. They haven't earned the right to enter the city proper. If, however, you enjoy basking in the envy of your fellow man, then by all means take your time. But why waste another moment? Go enjoy the beginning of your new life in paradise. The Bureau of Immigration, was it? I suppose we have better show ourselves willing for the time being? Yeah. I don't see how people would get here, you know, without being taken here by the jesters. That's the thing. Is they can attune to this? There was another one, like 2 other ones down there. Hello. You've been permitted entry, Well, just be sure you go directly to the Bureau of Immigration once inside. Yeah. Oh, nice. The Joyous Hall. New to the city, I can explain how it's laid out, if you like. Just imagine 3 layers, one on top of the other. This layer is called the buttress. Above is our understory, and where the military has its headquarters, and above that you got the canopy, which is where the free citizens of Yulmore spend their days. If you must know, I'm here to register this man as a bonded citizen, and instruct him on proper manners, of course. I can't have him embarrassing me before my peers. Proper manners. Am I gonna have to learn proper manners? Okay, I think this is where I'm supposed to go. We do get the occasional charlatan pretending to have permission to enter as bonded citizen. Taking care of that sort of riffraff is my job. You are wearing very purple armor. Oh. Hello. Though we are not free citizens, by the grace of Lord Dwarthry, we are allowed to hold relative comfort position here in the Bureau. We never do anything to jeopardize that, understand? Welcome to Yulmore, fortunate friend. May I have your names? I'm Alphino, an artist, and this is Melissa T, my assistant. Ah, yes, I was informed of your imminent arrival. We can forego the usual interview and begin processing your registration paper forthwith. Now, the citizens of Yulmore are divided into two classes. There are the free, who are blessed by the favour of Lord Dwarthry, and the bonded, who work in the employee of the free. You will be joining the rank of the bonded. Your duties are to serve a patron in the capacity for which you were chosen, in your case, painting pretty pictures. Should your patron dismiss you for any reason, you must find another sponsor among the free, or accept work as a general labourer. I see. And might you tell us something of the patron we are to serve? The two patrons, actually, Janus and Dulia Chai, a mistel couple who most refer to as the Chais. They are both gentle souls, but I would ask that you conduct yourself with respect and humility, for your own sake as much as theirs. Now a moment, please, while I complete the relevant paperwork. All in order, these are your registration documents. Take those papers next door to submit them to the clerk. Once they've been stamped, you will officially be a Yulmoran citizen. Enjoy your new life in paradise. Is it really paradise? It seems everybody's just playing a lottery to get into slavery. Okay, there we have choose him. I'm becoming a citizen at last. I'm so excited that my hands are shaking. I'm happy for you. Welcome to the Bureau of Registration. Papers, please. A set of documents required to register as a bonded citizen of Yulmore. What have we here? Alphino, artist, Melicity, artist assistant, to be employed in the service of Lord Chai Nuss and Lady Dulia Chai. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Your registration is hereby approved. I think it's best that we deliver you to the Chai resident before... Oh dear. You smell hideous. Did you crawl here through a ditch? It's like an unholy miasma of dust and sweat and muck of some unwashed beast. I proceed directly to the delousery next door and scrub yourself clean. Use whichever shower are free. After you've rinsed away the stench, you will want to splash yourself with this perfume liberally. Once you make yourself presentable, then you may proceed to the Chai residence. Corner, the guard by the stairs, will give you your directions. I hadn't realized we were so aromatic. Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense. We are generally crawling through mud and filth and killing beasts and stuff. Do we not have to go to these custom offices at all? I just want to look at them. There's nobody here. I'm here to assist new bonded citizens who have difficulty with reading the required paperwork or understanding the terminology therein. My former patron taught me my letter, you see. I am not smelly silly. Then I sought to repay his kindness by absorbing my lesson as thoroughly as possible. Now that he's passed on, I endeavor to keep his memory alive through service to others. Ah. I mean, if we get up to 15 subs, maybe we'll hold a vote on like what we need, because I need to make Melisily and then probably a smelly silly emote. Our office also stocks goods deemed unnecessary by the 3 citizens. At the moment, we can offer fruit, dried meat, and pearl jewelry, assuming you produce something of equal value and trade. Oh. The list in front for me shows items that 3 citizens are interested in obtaining in exchange for the goods they no longer want. Have a look if you like. Oh, I'm guessing this is some, like, endgame content. What business have you here? You had best not lay hands on any of the goods, if you want to keep them attached, that is. Smelly silly, yeah, Glamony's changing. Do resist the temptation to touch anything here. The 3 citizens become quite irate with us if their items have even the slightest hint of smudge on them when released from customs. Oh god. Alright, Alphie. We're to bathe in here then. I mean, I'm... Oh! Pardon me. I'll take this one. Oh my... It's just a full-blown bathtub for me. That's lovely. I should be able to change my glamour for like, so I look fresh. You rinse yourself clean in the stream of water. Like that I just washed my clothes as I went. Oh. Apply a sweet smelling perfume. Oh! You apply the perfume as directed and the delicate scent of rose fills the air. Oh, why does it have to be rose? It's always the rose. Let me see. There. I changed clothes, you know, because I don't want my clothes to be wet or filthy. Oh, you showered and dressed already, have you? It is not that is to say, it seems rather exposed for one's application, does it not? Alice would have been drying her hair by now. Wouldn't she just very well? I shall endeavour to emulate her boldness. Then, curse Selfino. I hope he also changed his clothes. Nope. Well, that was bracing. I believe the lingering smell of the road have been successfully expunged. Shall we go and present ourselves to our new patrons then? Yes. Alright. Washed and cleaned. And proper dressed. Let's see what they say. You're looking to present yourself to the cares, are you? Let me explain how the city laid out then. Yeah. Okay, so if you want to find your new patrons, you'll need to climb until you run out of stairs. Then look for the Grand Dame's parlour. They'll be in there, likely as not. Grand Dame's Parlor. Oh, that's the area where the army is. Can I take a look at it? It's very red and fenced and dark. Welcome to the Yulmaran Army Headquarters. That said, there's likely not much here to interest you. Yeah, this is... Maybe just take a peek in here. Are these prison cells? Probably not, because they open up. So there are more storage areas? Okay, that's the canopy. The canopy is designed to be a pleasurable space in which free citizens might spend their time. So mind yourself, I will not hesitate to remove you at the first hint of incivility. Alright. Oh, they have like... Oh, it is water. So I can go splashing. Something about you seems so very... No, it can't be. As if I could have possibly seen my future business partner in a dream. What preposterous things that would be. Okay, future things, definitely. Alphie. Where are you? Oh, this place is so pretty. I highly recommend the food here, and yes, I'm the one that makes it, but it was good enough to get me in a bonded citizen, along with my whole family. So this isn't merely my ego talking. Oh, maybe we can find like the Rogadin lady. I'm a free citizen, so I'm not required to work, but I like it. It's nice to feel as if I'm contributing, even just by helping people drown their sorrows. Yeah, Movena is like Rowena from I forget what it's called, where our headquarters are located. You don't have the look of a free citizen. Who's your patron? Oh dear, somebody's really drunk. Okay, so these are our people. Well, what is it? Spit it out then. Sorry. That is the biggest Mikute I've ever seen. I've done some relic quests, yeah. Please don't eat me.
Oh, who's this then?
Hi.
Lord and Lady Chai, pray forgive our intrusion. I am given to understand you were in search of an artist.
Ah, you must be the new,
Oh, goodness me! What an adorable boy! That silken hair, those pearly cheeks, oh, and you even smell wonderful, like a bed of flowers.
That was a good choice.
I approve of this one, dearest. I am positive he'll paint us the most delightful pictures.
Yes. Well, as long as he paints better than that talentless wretch we sent packing last week.
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome to Yulmore.
Alphino, if it please you, my lady. And this is my assistant.
Your assistant? I've heard of folk bringing in family members, but this seems a bit irregular. Aren't you a little young to have a protege?
We are family in all but name, my lord. Though we share no blood, we have stood by each other through life's many challenges, resolved to prevail together or not at all. Of all people, 'tis she who best understands my work. With her unique insight guiding my hand, the art I create is sure to satisfy your expectations. Once the picture is begun, of course, I shall have no need of constant encouragement. And so I wondered, rather than her being in your way, might it then be permissible for my assistant to explore the city she has so longed to see? Out of gratitude for her priceless contribution to my art, I thought it only fair that I make this humble request on her behalf.
Wow.
Oh, did you ever hear of such devotion? Of course your assistant must have her wish. She shall be free to roam to her heart's content.
Thank you.
Isn't that right, darling?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, dearest. Quite right.
I think we know who is the boss in this relationship. It doesn't sound like a healthy one. So, hi. Off you go. The city is yours to explore. Oh, but do be careful along those outer walkways. I should be most upset if you were to slip and fall. Don't worry, I'm small. I probably can't reach above. Actually, I can probably fall between the rope, so it's fine. Yeah. If my wife has given her permission, then you need not seek my say-so. All I ask is that you behave yourself, draw no attention, and be respectful at all times. Yeah. Oh, footgear. What is my feet right now? Oh, I'm just gonna keep it. Now you have the opportunity to experience Yulmore. I suggest you make the most of it. Explore the city, top to bottom. In other words, I would start with the canopy and go from there. Try wandering around the market stall mayhap. Such places are usually filled with colourful characters, only too eager to share local gossip with a friendly visitor. I would appreciate it, of course, if you could share any discoveries with me in turn. We should both learn as much as possible about our new place of residence. Yeah. Good luck on the drawing. I hope it's to their taste. Okay, we have amiable maiden over here. Ah, hello there. A fresh register, are we? You seem a little lost. Well, it's lovely to make your acquaintance. Speaking of acquaintances, you wouldn't happen to have run into my attendants when you're wandering, would you? Big, strong lad, long hair tied back. Scottish accent, mine? No, it's Icelandic. I just have, my Icelandic accent is slightly mixed for some reason, but I am born and bred Icelandic, raised here, lived here all my life. But I think it's because I grew up speaking English for so much, for such a long time of my life. He was escorting me on a shopping errand. When I realized I dropped my handkerchief, and now oh, thank you for the follow. And now I've been waiting here all alone while he's been off searching for it. I'm not terribly fond of being alone. If you do see him, I would be obliged if you could pass on this message. Forget the silly handkerchief and return to my side at once. Yes, ma'am. So we're looking for an assistant with his hair tied back. Welcome to paradise. If there's anything that you require, our fair city will provide. and I'm certain that you will absolutely love it here. So what do you do? How flattering that you should ask. I have the absolute pleasure of introducing guests and new free citizens to the wonder of Yulmore. I can only dream of someday joining the ranks, but I am ever so content to be here, watching, listening, waiting, and performing the duties that I enjoy so very much, of course. And what kind of place is this? Why, this is the canopy, the towering bow of Elmore in bloom throughout the seasons. Here our residents revel in many luxuries that paradise has to offer, including the breathtaking view. I do so hope that you enjoy your stay. Thank you. Yeah. I think it's going to be really fun when I end up doing a lore video on this city. That is going to be fascinating. I do plan in my future to do basically a lore video on all of the major cities. I'm going to start with the classes now for a bit, but then all the major cities will be handled. I guess it's maybe out on the outer ledge. Oh, another big Migote. The view is absolutely gorgeous, wouldn't you agree? How generous of Lord Vothri to allow the deserving to partake of it. I mean, if you say so. I have a feeling she's never gone anywhere else, so she doesn't know any better. Oh! Hello, can I assist you? Do not fall off. Oh, how long has she been, like, hanging there? Wicked white, that was too close. Thank you, friend. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't come along. I was trying to rescue my lady's handkerchief, you see. The wind must have blown it over the edge, but luckily it caught on something. I thought if I could just stretch out far enough. You risked your life for a scrap of cloth? You insane? It's not just a scrap of cloth, not if it belongs to her. I would risk my life and more to spare my mistress but a single moment of sadness. When I first came to Yulmore, I thought only of improving my lot in life. But there was so much more to the city than wealth and plenty. There is no war here, no conflict. The residents all treat each other with warmth and respect. I don't believe so. My mistress has been ever so kind to me, and I can't think of no other place in Colossia where I could possibly be happier. Everybody has to be on, like, there has to be something in the water here. Sorry, I might have gotten a bit carried away. I find it hard to stop when I start counting my blessings these days. Please, you should come with me to meet my lady. Once he hears of your deed, you'll be witness to her generosity firsthand. Yes, he asked you to come back. What? Lonely, you say? Curse my clumsy feet. I must return to her immediately. Oh, he would not have lived. How can you think this view is beautiful? Lady, are you high or something? God. Oh, hello, how are you doing? I will never leave my lady's side again. Good for you. And my attendant told me everything. I am so very grateful you were there to offer your assistance. You seem a dedicated patron. Oh, my attitude is not unusual, I assure you. Without the effort of our bonded residents, we free citizens would not enjoy the pleasures of our daily lives. They are deserving of our unending gratitude. Mayhap in another society, our different standing would breed prejudice or resentment. But in Yulmore, a most glorious measure is in place to avert such unpleasantness. Part of the measure requires that that free surrender their fortunes upon registry. All of our property, financial, intellectual, or otherwise, is given over to the city. In exchange, we are provided with ample funds and commodities to live a life of pampered luxury. Being liberated from the concern of earning coin has an almost miraculous effect on people's outlook. There are no rivals to compete against, only fellow residents with whom to enjoy our tranquil existence. Now, if you'll excuse us, I must see what the markets have to offer as a reward for the return of my handkerchief. Oh, and I'm not forgetting you, of course, our courageous messenger turned rescuer. Thank you, crazy person. The amiable maiden appears suddenly concerned. All this talk of relying on bonded, and I haven't given us thought as what your duties might be. I hope I haven't interrupted your work unduly. Oh no, I'm being allowed to wander the city right now. A tour of the city, you said? Then you really must visit the beehive. It's always buzzing with activity. Local humor. Anyway, a lady by the name of Tista Bee usually has her seat near the entrance. She will gladly speak with you on any number of topics, assuming you find yourself on a good side. Okay. So... Oh, the beehive is like over there, so you need to go out on the outer thing? Huh. It looks like a I was gonna say a theater, but maybe not. Minard, to clarify, all of the employees here are termed honeybees, but we don't all serve patrons. I'm just security. Okay. Oh, it's like a hostess club. Like, I forget what they're called. But like, you have somebody who sits with you and talks to you while you like eat and drink. I would love to try one of those. Ah, what a sweet talker. Cabaret. Yeah, I've seen them in Yakuza. It looks like a fun concept. This is the beehive, darling. Living in luxury does become ever so dull after a time. So we specialize in providing the little sting of excitement that our customer crave. Uh-huh. Hello, Anfric. Strictly speaking, we're not meant to serve bonded citizens, but come back after business hours and I'll slip you something. We all need a pick-me-up once in a while, right? Oh, thank you. Okay. Hello, Tista Bee. Welcome to the beehive, my little drone. Thank you for that. Seeking the sting of excitement to live up your day? I can't tell a glance when folk are new to our happy colony. It's the nervous fluttering, you see, always gives them away. Why don't we play some cards to set you at ease, eh? A quick game of high or low is simply a matter of guessing who has the bigger hand. If you win, I'll grant you a single favor, within reason, of course. Interested? Yeah. Let's play a game. Ready for a game? High or low, then? Let's play. Good for you. No time like the present, I say. I mean, that seems quite simple. 3 cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip one of yours over, I flip 2 of mine. Oh. Now, what's your call? Will your total be higher or lower than mine? High? You're going with high then, right? Let's see what we got. My cards add up to 14 and you have a total of 12. Oh. Oh, sorry, honeybee, but this match goes to me. Let's play again. That's what I like to hear. Let me shuffle the deck. Okay, so she has an 8. I think I'm gonna be low. I'm going with the low then. Alright, let's see what we got. My cards add up to 13, and you have a total of 14. I'm gonna win this stupid game. Yep, I wanna win because you're gonna give me a favor if I win. That's the same cards we got previously. Okay, so if I go low this time, my cards add up to 15 and a total of 15. A draw. Oh, it seems we came out equal, but as lovely a coincidence as that may be, we still need to clear a winner. Alright. If I just keep on picking low, eventually I'm just gonna win, right? Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be higher than 21. A total of 9. There we go. Congratulations, your guess was right. Usually I would concede defeat at this point, but what do you say to a rematch? One more win, then we'll talk about that favor. Oh. Thank you so much for the subscription, Emerald. That is so sweet of you. Another match of high or low. Come now, little honeybee. We all need our diversion. Yeah. Let's play. She has 9. And I think the highest card she can get is 10. So highest she can get is 19. I'm gonna go with low. My cards add up to 15 and you have a total of 16. Dear God. I'm gonna stick with low. Addiction starts like this, says Abe. I can quit whenever I want. High. I'm gonna be higher. Yeah. My cards add up to 12 and you have 24. Eek. Well, would you look at that? I think you got a knack for this newcomer. Congratulations, victory is yours, as is the prize I promised. Come whisper in my ear then, and don't be shy. Tell old Tish what she can do for you. That's all. How delightfully wholesome. But if knowledge is what you want, then that is what you shall have. In my humble estimation, the most wondrous thing about this town is how safe we are from the Sin Eaters. Then, they say Lord Wuthrid was born with the power to command them, which means that Yulmoran ever need to raise a weapon in defense of the city. Was that the kind of thing you wish to know? If your itch still needs scratching, you might get a few words out of Arthur over there. There's not that merry sod likes more than the sound of his own voice. Arthur? Okay. Ape goes, violence doesn't solve everything, but I've seen your streams many, many times. It solves a lot with you. Violence solves most problems. It can't be a problem if it's dead. You there? I need you to fetch me my honeybee. Which honeybee? Don't be daft. The only person here who's as attractive as me, of course. Uh-huh. Oh, small talk with you, please. I'm not sure how you found your way in here. Perhaps you had best find your way out again. Oh, come on. That's a very simple pole dance. Very short loop. Could be better. What about you? Listen. Good booze and even better view. What more could a man ask for, eh? True. He looks cute. What's that? New to Yulmur, you say? Only just arrived and already looking to peel away the layers of mystery. Oh, I'm all for chatting, but you need to slow down and enjoy life, my friend. I tell you that. You hop up on stage and give us a dance first, and then we have our little talk. I am not comfy with that. Imagine this in WoW. It would be changed to a fruit gyrating around the pole. Oh, very true, very true. This is... Oh, you want me to go all the way up there? Okay, we'll do a dance in a second. I'm gonna have a quick break and refill my drink. I will be right with you guys. All right. Are we ready for this? This feels so wrong. What am I? Okay, I just need to dance. Thankfully, Lala dance is just cute. Haha. It's very non-disturbing. That's the way. Dance like there's no tomorrow. Thank you. Woo! Now that was a show. You're welcome to clamber up on stage anytime you like. So what was it that you wanted to ask me? Ah, yes, something about our fair city. Well, I can tell you, it wasn't always so peaceful as it is today. The Yulmoran army may be the very essence of military might, but even our forces saw grievous losses in the war against the Sin Eaters. Things changed for us, around 20 years ago now, when the old ruler's son came to power. He got to his way with the Eaters, you see, turned them docile as house cats. I wouldn't be exaggerating to say they've become something of an ally to Yulmor, no longer an enemy to be feared. And yet elsewhere there are still fools who insist on fighting their losing battles. Ah, a toast to Lord Wuthry. You gained a preliminary sense of the city. The Kays and Alphino will be expecting your return. Okay. Let me just... So it seems the leader of the city can control the Sun Eaters, and therefore the people here are safe. That is one mysterious ability to have, isn't it? A very fortunate one, too. Where's Alphie? Ah, yes, the assistant. Was there something? Yeah, where's my artist? Oh, you returned from your jaunt around the city so soon. You needn't have hurried back. Young Alphino has yet to put brush to canvas. Where is he? One cannot rush as a good artist, I'm told. Our good artist apparently... Ah, finally. I put together an ensemble out of the garments you chose. Is this satisfactory? Oh, goodness gracious me, the last outfit was precious, but this makes you look positively dashing. You truly are a handsome boy. However, am I to decide? What happened to painting? Exactly, the lad is an artist here, it's not a dress of doll. It's about time we set him to work for the reason we called him here. Must we? I do love a good painting, but I thought that since we're enjoying ourselves so thoroughly. Well, I would not. That is to say, as long as you... just make sure you give the lad time to prepare. You know who'll be upset if he's not ready to paint at a moment's notice. Oh. Whatever you say, darling. So shall we pick out some jewelry next? Interesting. So Alphino has been upgraded to a doll, basically. So that's great. I think Alphino looks simply precious in the more frilly fashion, but he seems the most comfortable in traveling gear. So I settled on his current wardrobe. It's not a common style in Yulmore, and I can just imagine the heads turning as he strides through the crowd. It suits him. I really must have your mentor concentrate on his art. Our anniversary will be upon us soon, and I promise to have a portrait to commemorate our union. Alphino draws you close with a whisper. Lady Chai has a very particular sense of beauty, and apparently that extends to how she dresses whilst painting. But this obsession of her work is in our favour. The time I spend indulging this distraction is time you can use to continue your exploration. For this excursion, I would like you to delve into the layers below us and sniff about the military headquarters. I'm sure the understory has its own tale to tell. Right away. Have fun. Getting... Why fire? Oh, it's a group of dragoons losing their mind. Okay, that explains it. Perfectly normal. Nothing really out of the ordinary. So we're gonna go explore the lower area. If you're gonna live in the city, you gotta be very keen on walking up and down stairs. Well, only if you work in the guards, I guess. If you live in the upper area and you never have to go down, then I guess you wouldn't care. Oh, there's Netherite shard. Sure. I swear these storage rooms look like prison cells. But I mean, there's nobody in them except stuff. So maybe it's more of a bank? Not sport. With so many people crammed into Yulmore, most beasties know better than to come knocking, which means most days me and mine can rest easy. There are a few marks that keep mostly to the water that we try to keep an eye on though. Aha. Sorry, Sinner, but my services are reserved for the members of Clan Notzi. In order to be eligible for the quest, not to you must have met the following requirements. Okay? You must have completed the side quest, Elite and Dangerous. You must complete the main scenario quest, Travelers of Norvand. Okay. I probably have like a while to go for that. Oop. Oh! Oh, hey! Sweetie. Oh, don't cry. You're one of the bonded, aren't you? Like me. Please, I need your help. My throat. I can't sing anymore. I've been making excuses, but I'm just not getting any better. If my patron thinks I'm no use to him, then, oh, I need to sneak out to the derelicts and describe my condition to Thoric. Here's a list of symptoms and a hunk of meal to pay for his medicine. Please, I have no one else to turn to. God. So she's hiding here, so they can't ask her to sing? Haven't seen you around before. Are you a newly bonded citizen? If you're here to fetch something, you want to speak with Shai sat in the storage room over there. Oh, so this is a storage area. Look around all you like, but whatever you do, don't lock me in here when you leave. No promises. Then we had this one over here, Colded. If you're wondering about all the storage room here, one of the army's responsibilities is to ensure that all stable goods and resources are accounted for and stored securely. Okay, that explains it. I wonder what's in there though. Like, that is a really, really big door that we're not allowed to go in. What about you, Chadrick? You mainly find soldiers here in the headquarters. Our army is made up of both free and bonded citizens, but all are dedicated to protecting Yulmore and its people's interest. Yeah. Wait. There was a crystal there. I should be able to take a crystal now out to the outer area. So we don't have to run up and down the stairs. Yeah, the glory gate. There we go. And from there, I need to go down here to the night soil pots. We haven't run into any of the people we saw become bonded just before us. Oh, let me get you. So maybe they're all doing good. At least I hope they're all doing good. That is a really big chandelier. So they just, everything they don't want, they just throw over the edge. The free citizen discard things without a second thought. I've already found a silk dress and golden comb here. If I get some matching shoes and grow out my hair, I can probably slip into the city. Oh. Clever. What about you? What are you doing? I'm keeping a lookout for anything tossed down from Yulmur that might need saving from the briny deep, like valuables or people. Are people called throw down a lot? I mean, I know about one person, but is this common? The food we get from Yulmur is mainly meal, and the produce that isn't pretty enough to further its stomach. Combined with fresh fish, though, it makes a damn fine stew. Yeah, so you people are still doing better than those in the gate area? Except you don't really have a hope of getting into the city, do you? Let's get this one. So, nice place. Oh yeah, you just sell stuff. Hello, Thorik. You need medicine, tonic, potions? Actually, I have symptoms of the singer. Coughing, hoarse, hard to swallow, feels like something's there. Sore throat. And meal chunk. A portion of meal intended as payment for an apothecary medicine. Can you help her so she doesn't get kicked out of the city? A cure for an ailing voice, is it? No medicine will cure this. Methinks the songbird has a lump in her throat. It must be cut out, excised, and even then the voice may never heal completely. Poor little songbird. Will they kick her from the nest, I wonder? Or simply silence her chirp? Oh, your face, you didn't know. Of the many hopeful who went to the city, very few are ever seen to leave, even as corpses. Or you might see one or two fortunate fools hurled from the balconies, but the rest, gone. A town of nightmares it is. Not for the shiprat. Oh, no. I'm content to scurry around down here and nibble on the crumbs which fall from the table. This consultation is over. You have my verdict, and I have my mule. Good day. Oh, this sucks. I'm gonna run around the back because there's another crystal back there. There's a ship over here. This is a cool spot. Anyone like in here, or is this just... Fancy. Anyway, hello, what you doing? Lot of discarded objects end up here, some valuable. I figured that if I work the gold from them into something nice, at least one of those Yulmurans will recognize my talent. Okay, so some of you are actually trying to get into the city. But how did they end up here, though? That's what I don't quite understand. If there are not people thrown out of the city. Maybe these are these parasites they talk about? That if you're a parasite, you end up here? And then obviously some of them are born here because that's a child. Oh, if you need direction, I'm afraid I'm not the best person to ask. I've but recently come here myself from the Crystarium. Though I would say what all of the... thought I would see what all the fuss is about. So far, I haven't been able to get in to see the so-called gilded paradise of Yulmur. But it's fine. I can be very stubborn when the situation calls for it. Why are they eating pebbles? That can be good. They definitely are not meant to be eating pebbles, honey. You should try to not make them do that. Time will tell, says Abe. Yeah, I think we'll get the answers to many things. Nice. Okay, so I've got all the Ethernet points. And there we have that city area. Seeing those huge ships split like so much firewood really makes you think, doesn't it? The flood must have been awe-inspiring in its own terrible way. Yeah. I mean, it's a real horror show. That is a calamity of calamities. I don't want to know what the calamity would be if this world unites with the source. If you care to speak with Hathenbad, mind your manners. I realize he looks like that, but he's an honorable man, and I won't see him disrespected. He looks like what? He looks like an Ellison? You hanging around here for a free meal? Don't touch the stuff. Myself, tastes like rotten socks. Rotting socks, even. Ew. When they lay, you can bet that... When they lay, you can bet that I'll be the first at those eggs. Oh yes, no more going hungry on the days that they don't come to give us meal. Not for me. Smart girl. I came to Yulmore looking for a better life, but I've never had much talent for any of the things they seek up there. I'm a dab hand at rebuilding shacks now, though, if I do say so myself. I mean, that's a talent, but yeah, not what they want. Maybe he could like experiment with carving. There was a crystal around here that I can take back up. And give her the really bad news. Poor girl. I need to go to Mainstay. I have a bad feeling about this girl. We're gonna have to keep an eye out for her. Let's remember her. She is pale aura with black scales, wearing a bridesmaid dress and a flower on her wrist. Did you get my medicine? Oh, so that's it. What am I to do if I can't sing? Ah, there you are, my sweet canary. Have you been crying again? Don't tell me, your voice still not on the mend. Oh, generous sir, have mercy. I done all I can, but even the apothecary said... So, you've been suffering all this time? I'm sorry, my pet. I hadn't realized your affliction was this grave. But you needn't fret. I'll not reward your hours of thrilling by casting you out into the street. You're too kind, sir. But what use am I if I cannot sing? I fear the day I become more burden to you than treasure. Then I shall have a word with Lord Wathery and arrange for your ascension. In that paradise where besides neither pain nor illness, will your song ring out clearly once again. Ascension. Or mayhap you think it's a step too far? No, you would do that for me. Of course. Why, I would almost wish to hasten my own ascension, knowing your blessed instruments are waiting there to greet me. Oh, she's gonna be killed and she's gonna be fucking happy about it, isn't she? Ascension? Please elaborate. Ah, you must be a new arrival. Allow me to explain. As all know, the Sin Eaters exist to devour the sinful, but also to serve to gather the souls of the innocent and shepherd them unto celestial paradise. It's through Lord Water that we learn this truth. It is through Lord Water's grace that free people of Yulmore are destined to embrace salvation. We are blessed to spend our days surrounded by love and merriment until at last we are called to our final rapture. Even the bonded may find a place within the host, should they patrons deem them worthy. Lord Water truly is a great man, isn't he? Now, if you will excuse us, we must be on our way. May you find eternal salvation for the compassion you have shown, my precious canary. This is a cult, and they are all drinking the Kool-Aid. Just every single one of them. Bye, girl. You are not gonna make it. I don't like this. That does explain why the others, they talk about like they don't see where they go. They just vanish. But oh no, I didn't attune to the etherite upstairs. Alright, we'll run. Oh, somebody bought the pants I crafted. I'm currently working on basically leveling all the classes and all the professions. Slowly, very slowly. But having a lot of fun with it. So I have a lot of like random crafting things I'm trying to sell now. I'm pretty sure I have like probably around million gil just on my retainers being sold very slowly. Oh. I'm tired of this place. Come. Yes, my lady. Oh, I want this animation. I kind of feel like I should be wearing that kind of dress just because all the other girls are wearing it. Hello, Arnir. I began to feel ill from the alcohol, so I thought to come out here for fresh air. And now the brightness of the sky has given me a piercing headache. Why must fate be so cruel to me in particular? Wow. You are pathetic. Oh? Alphie has started. Oh dearest, we really should have found some new gloves. Yes, my love, you're probably right. It's good to see you back. You were taking so long I began to worry something had happened. I've been sketching out an outline for the portrait, but nay, the chase appear otherwise occupied. Will you share what your investigation have gleaned thus far? Yeah, they're murdering the slaves. Oh, what is this? VIP? Oh, basically, based on, like... What's it called? When I became affiliated, I got, like, slots that I could give people a VIP. Saying, like, they are special or something. And I gave it to you and Abe and some others that have been like a lot on my streams. Because I thought it would be fun. I don't think it does anything except gives you like a little diamond. So Lord Wathrys boasts some manner of influence over the Sin Eaters. Does he? That would explain the reverence in which he is held by the citizenry. And as for this ascension business, I cannot help but be put in mind of that apothecary and his ominous remark. If so many folk have entered the city over the years, then where do they go? Yeah, that is the problem. That is the problem. Indeed. It's a very good, accurate portrait. I hope they like it. Emergent splendor. Alphino seems eager to discuss the significance of your discoveries. I take my eye off you for one moment and you're chattering away with the assistant of yours. Am I to assume the outline is done then? What in the blazes? It's so unflattering. Explain yourself, Alphie, now. Where is your artistic interpretation? It should evoke images of affluence and nobility and overwhelm the viewer with boundless beauty. Lord Chai, you stated that the portrait was to commemorate your anniversary. Yours being a joyous union, it seemed to me that realistic portrayal... Realistic? I don't want realism. I want perfection. A spectacle to slacken jaws and weaken knees, to make people cry out in amazement. Now fetch a blank canvas and... Oh, somebody screaming. I say, did that come from above? Oh, hey. So they show up here too. These poor girls must be all over the place, just running around, speaking in rhymes. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please, a tale to make you quiver and your noble blood freeze. There was a villain on loose, set to ruin our fair city. But our Lord has got him now, and his fate will not be pretty. Yes, the hammer of justice is poised to come crashing down, and one and all who watch it fall are invited to join his lordship in the offer. Al malcontent? How dreadful. And this man is to face sentencing? That's right. In fact, if you're curious, it might be worth you going along for the experience. The offer they mention is part of the Emergent, the level above us where Lord Wolfrey resides. Ordinarily, you would be barred from entering, but it seems they'll be opening the doors for the next little while. The crown lift will take you up there. We had better not dawdle then. I have a really bad feeling about this. Okay, so accurate is not what they want. I mean, I get it. That's usually what nobility in the past didn't want either. They want you to paint lies. Really pretty lies. Joining the crowd up there? Yes. I should probably hide my weapon.
That's him. That's Vorthry.
Is that a human? Oh.
He's attended by sin eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking?
They're a little bit like the angel.
Mercy! Mercy!
By the 12.
Oh god. What did he do?
Kaishia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Well, you opened it up for everybody.
Lord Vorthry, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Alphie.
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us claiming to be a man of business, yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Yulmore is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society! To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. And he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that! What then is a man of mercy to do, but offer the sinner another way to show his contrition?
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Sin Eaters are part of Yulmore's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked. A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
'Tis true that Kaishia won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise.
Alfie.
That you would cast him out, I could almost accept. But to humiliate him thus? To demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Yulmore?
We're gonna be in so much trouble.
Oh, you dim, deluded child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear. I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
And people call this paradise.
Alfie, we're gonna have to play along now, please.
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
Oh, an artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me of Yulmore. If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence. Who gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wounds? I told you to paint me a picture!
I do like that I help him heal. I wonder if I would, like, if I do that if I'm another class.
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could.
We're about to be kicked out.
Can you walk?
I think so.
Did that little worm just insult me?
Yeah. Oh, he can stand?
I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! Then tear out their hearts!
I'm alarmed that they don't even respond to that. But yeah, I know where your friend is, buddy. Thank you again. Yeah, I don't know if that fixed anything for you. Forgive me. In my anger, I seem to have marched us back outside again. Though it is probably best we leave the island altogether. I believe we have worn out our welcome in Yulmore. In any case, I've seen enough of the world's self-proclaimed capital city to convince me that our battle against the Sin Eaters will find few allies in Colusia. I will accompany you back to the Crystarium. We need to regroup and think on our strategy anew. Yeah. Kaiser, sir, I have done you a grave disservice. You were hungry and desperate, and I offered you a solution without once considering the risk inherited in your accepting it. If I had been known the price you would be made to pay. And I'm gonna stretch. Oh. Ooh, my back popped there. Oh, that was nice. Thank you, Abe. But even after all the trouble I caused, you still stepped in and saved me. And now Lord Water wants us all dead. Why not come back with us to the Crystarium? I'm certain we can find work for you there, if you're willing. No, that would be just me leaning on your kindness again. I need to do something. Learn how to stand on my own feet. You don't have to be stupid to be independent. Very well, but you must promise you'll be careful. The Yulmorans may yet come looking for us. I'll keep my head down, don't worry. And you take good care. Give me the chance to repay what you've done for me. He's gonna die. Alphino! Lord and Lady Chai. What in blazes did you do? They have the entire city looking for you. I took a peek at your unfinished portrait, Alphino. Now I've had many a beautiful and striking pictures painted for me, but there was something about your work. If you had caught my very essence of our love and rendered it naked upon the canvas. It was bold, unflinching, and I adored it. Please, you must come back with us and finish what you began. I will speak to Lord Wathery and vouch for your character. I'm sure we can smooth over any hard feelings. I'm sorry, Lady Chai. There are more important matters to which I must attend. More important? What would be more important than enjoying the days we have left to the fullest? Pray press me no further. We're leaving, but I would not presume to take the garment you were so kind to procure for me. One moment. I wouldn't hear of it. Keep the clothes, you silly boy. I insist. And I shall make arrangement so that he can pass through the gate without causing a stir. I expect you to come and visit. I will return, I promise that. The outrage I witnessed must not go unanswered. The next time we meet, I shall be better prepared to confront the corruption which hides behind the glittering facade. I don't think that's what he wants. I don't think he cares that people are like thrown and killed or whatever. And then we come back here. Oh no, the gate is open. I guess because we can pass through. That was a crazy town. That was, yeah. I'm not sure that is a city I would like to live in. At least you know what the enemies are out here. In there, everybody's just a little bit too crazy. Oh, I could technically just teleport. Eh. Oh, look, a gobbo. A multashi. Yes, that's what they call gobbos here. Still a gobbo. Just a very dry gobbo. Which makes sense considering everything here has to be so dry with the sun just constantly beaming down on it. I mean, I have seen plants just wither up and die because they're standing in the window too much during the summer here. So they, like, because they never get any rest from the sun, they just kind of wither up and die. So sometimes you have to be careful. Thank you, my friend, for staying at my side through this whole sordid endeavor. While not quite the joyous outcome I had hoped for, our efforts have nevertheless answered a great many questions. Suffice it to say, our plans for saving the first are unlikely to involve the aid of Lord Watery and his subjects. Come, we must speak with the Exarch and chart a new course. This is far from over. Oh, this, like, I think Lord Watery could be a potential end villain. Just because of, like, how twisted his city is. Where are we going? There. Hey, at least we show up smelling like flowers. I thought I kicked something there. And now I can tell Alphie that we got Alphie back and all is good and all is happy and perfect, and that is so nice. I do have business with the Exarch. What do you say, Alphie? I see you reunited with my brother as well. I would dearly love to hear how that story went. I'm told you and Alphino carried out a scheme to infiltrate Yulmore. I would ask what you thought of it. It's based space amusement, but I doubt you are eager to relive the experience. It's good to be back among friends, not to mention my dear sister. I've not seen her for some time, but I gather she is keen to press on with her plans as I am. And you've seen quite a lot of the first yourself now. More than enough to appreciate the scale of the obstacles we face. Let us lay our discoveries before the Exarch and discuss what must be done. Yes. The Crystal Exarch welcomes you back to the Crystarium.
And so you return?
Yep. I found both of the twins.
Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Yep. It's really fucked.
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist.
Why do they serve
Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmore might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Are you sure that eliminating the Wardens will be enough?
Your uncertainty is understandable given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then.
Pansy?
In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed.
There's been one for each element, and then final one with Bahamut. So what element is the last one?
At present, the light-drowned realm of the first stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the first and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
I really dislike Icelandic voice actors.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium.
There's something about the
You have
accent
command of our
that just...
forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Now the thing is, I can't hear my own accent, but from others I've been told I don't have the traditional Icelandic accent, but I can't tell. But what you hear there with the bunny girl, that is how most Icelandic people sound when they speak English. Okay, Hallminster Swift is in the north of Lakeland, so we had best make haste with our preparation. In fact, meet me outside the Crystarium at the crossroad northeast of the Ascension Gate, and I shall lead you there myself. Perfect. Alright. Mine is softer. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, I think it's just because I'm Icelandic it bothers me, but my understanding is most people quite like the accent. I've gotten quite a bit of compliments on my accent, which I think is really sweet. But it is almost 4 PM. We've been streaming for just over 3 hours. Oh, pardon me. I do have some preparations I have to do today. So I'm gonna have to cut my stream time here, sadly. But we are gonna continue on the next Sunday. This is gonna give me a week to actually just ponder on all the things he told me, because that was a big lore dump there. Yeah, I know, it sucks. So make sure you're here next week. It's gonna be the same time as always. If you missed part of this, if you missed part of the stream, I'm actually gonna upload it in its entirety up on my archive channel on YouTube. And there's also gonna be more lore videos coming out and a little news video about our latest live letter, which I think is gonna be absolutely amazing. So remember to check out those places and subscribe and such. But thank you so much for being here, and God of War is gonna be on Friday? Yes. And this time I'm probably gonna be able to read the actual runes, because I've been practicing and I can kind of read them now. If you want to see the God of War stream, you can find it either here on Twitch or you can find it on my archive channel. And my archive channel has very few subscribers, so please go over there and give it a sub. It helps. So, thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you on Friday.